Ooh, I made the same thing, and I've broken it down into 2 different colors to show the 3 different rings that we're working on. So the tatting flower pattern is this very center white. Round 2 is this red, where you've got the nice filigree design. What we're gonna do now is 3, which are these sticking out here. So to do that, you can start either at one of these center points where it lines up here, or you can choose to do one of these middle pieces that I currently have blank, which will give you this kind of interesting effect of having the 2 matching here and then 2 matching up here. Whichever way you want to do it, it all works because it's a circle. So this is what it looks like when you add just the 1. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go on the opposite side of this one and show you step 3 of the pattern. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick one of the rings. I just like having all of them in a row, so I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to thread the needle through the picot loop of the center ring, or the center picot of the loop of the ring that I'm using. Okay, and get a decent amount because this is gonna, I always end up with a pretty large tail that I have to hide. Okay, go ahead and make a knot here, just for stability purposes. Okay, and then you're going to chain 3, and we're gonna make 3 rings that you're gonna have a left ring, a center ring, and then a right hand ring. So I always go left to right. So I'm gonna chain 3, and yeah. Then I'm gonna join it to the middle picot of the chain that's right under, or right attached to the ring that I started on. Pull that through, and then we're going to make the second half of the joining stitch, which I still don't count that. Then I'm going to make 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and then from here we're going to have 2 open picots after you make 3 chains. So that's 1, 2, 3. Like I said before, I don't count the very first chain of the picot. I use it for stability purposes, so I don't count that. Okay, so that's picot 1, that's a joining chain. Picot 2 is just chilling. I'm going to make a 3rd one. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And from here, because I have the 3, I'm going to go ahead and close the ring. Now, on these, what I've been doing is I go ahead and tie it here, just to keep it contained and secure. And I like to make another tie through the first picot that I'm working with, just to keep it in place. There we go. So functionally I just made this one just up here. So now we're going to make the center ring. So you're going to chain 3, and you're going to work at where that knot was. So chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. This will join to the last picot of the first ring that you made. Mine was a little small. Okay, we're going to join that, and then we make the second half. And then this one is different because we're going to make the joining picot, and then we're going to make 4 additional ones that are all separated by 3 chains. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're going to make the second picot, which is not counting that stitch. So 1, 2, and 3. And make this, if you can't see your picots when you do it, just kind of pull them and they'll be a little more visible. Okay, this is picot number 3. So let's stitch 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm gonna do that 2 more times. This was picot loop 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't count that stitch. So we're gonna chain 3. Go 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we're gonna make the last one. And the stitch that I don't count, go 1, 2, 3. Okay. From here, we're going to go ahead and close that ring and just pull it through. If you get caught up in your own stuff, just slightly tug on it, and it'll usually pull itself clean. Okay, and then I make another knot, which I just loop the thread around and tie it through. And then I'm going to go back through that original picot, make another knot for stability purposes. Okay, and then we're going to start chain 3 at that knot, and then go chain 1, chain 2, and 3. We're going to join to the very last picot stitch of the ring we just made. So joining stitch, come on fingers, 1, and the back, and then we do count 3. 1, 2, 3. This is going to be a little different because we're going to make 1 freestanding picot, not counting that stitch, and chain 1, 2, 3. From here, because I'm doing needle tatting and I can't easily connect to that one, I go ahead and pull it off the needle. And then I curve it the way that I want it to. And then I go ahead and join that middle picot to the string that's attached to the ball. Pull that through, and I put that directly on the needle. And then I make the back half, and then I chain 3, 2, and 3. Okay, and then go ahead and pull that through at that point. Just kind of pull it taut to make the ring, and then just find the closest to the knot that I can get and just run it through, because you're trying to get through the underlining string of the ring, and just pull it through. And then I'll make a couple of series of knots. I knot that to close the ring. And then I like to, as I've said it before, make a knot through the original picot. And then I always knot my stuff once more before I tie it, or before I hide everything. So add that, and then you're good to cut the threads. Or you at least make a pretty good tail end. And then you can sew them in. Like I said, I usually sew in the ring underneath where I'm working. Now, if you're going to, at this point, you're going to make 4 of these 3 ring sets, which will allow you to get this square cross-like design that we've attached to our barrette. And how we decided to attach it was I just had some of the tail pieces just in there. So I just ran it through and then used the picot loops, just ran the needle right through it and went whoop, threaded it through, and then wrapped it around and sewed it on the other end. And that's it. Now you can attach fabric to the barrettes, you could hot glue it, you could starch this and hot glue it, you could starch it, put it on fabric and hot glue it. However you want to add it to the barrette, go for it.